Welcome to a very special edition of Bird Chirp Haircut Edition. I'm Eliav Gabay, and right above me is Carter Aldretti. He's gonna give me a haircut today, and we're gonna ask him some questions about it. So let's do this.
I've been cutting hair for about, I don't know, since 7th, 8th grade.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I've been at it for a little bit.
Where did it start?
When an opponent shoots as well as U of A did from 3, as the fans are loving it. When Arizona shoots the way they did from 3, how do you adjust but not overcommit to defend the perimeter? Thanks, Steve. After a wild round of 32 in Miami, we're here in Portland for the Sweet 16, where ASU will take on #1 Mississippi State. And while the Sun Devils have seen a similar Bulldog roster last year, this season's team brings a whole new set of challenges. Even though Arizona blew their 19-point lead, they still set up their kicker Josh Pollock for a potential game-winning field goal. Unfortunately for him and the Wildcats, that kick was wide right. Charlie Turner-Thorne, the winningest women's basketball head coach in Arizona State history. That has a nice ring to it, doesn't it?
It does. I mean, it just means I'm old, really. I've been here a long time.
And it's been a successful time, that's for sure. But I want to start by taking it back all the way to Washington, graduate assistant,
Wow.
Santa Clara assistant, then NAU, and now, of course, year 22 at ASU. When you reflect and think about that journey, what stands out to you? I'm Eliav Gabay with Romello White, Dylan Cheatham messing around back there, but obviously, Mello, a tough loss to Washington State, but it seems like every time this season you guys have been knocked down, you've gone right back up. Why do you think that's been the trend so far this season for this team? Well, you fought hard indeed, about 60% from the field, and all week, all anyone spoke about was the zone defense from Washington. How were you able to break it? Thanks, guys. Now, Pat, you had 2 RBI in the bottom of the 7th. They were very clutch. Can you walk me through that at bat? Now, it was the first win when trailing after 6. What was different this time around? Harley, I'll start with you. Obviously, everyone knows about the numbers and the accolades, but what has been the true magnitude of N'Keal Harry's impact on this ASU football program? Chris, there's been a lot of speculation about where Harry will end up in this upcoming draft, but what are some mock projections? These next two are for the both of you. First off, ASU's Duel in the Desert comeback was obviously incredible, but what were your main takeaways from the rally? From sustainability games to giveaways and even Twitter contests, the main goal for Green Games ASU is simple yet crucial: to educate. Out here in Salt Lake City, Utah, where the Devils will look to bounce back after their loss at Colorado on Wednesday. It won't be easy, as ASU has struggled to defend the 3 all season long, and Utah does that very well. While their on-court careers at ASU ended in the Sweet 16, this senior class's legacy goes beyond the hardwood. Welcome to a very special edition of Bird Chirp Haircut Edition. I'm Eliav Gabay, and right above me is Carter Aldretti. He's gonna give me a haircut today, and we're gonna ask him some questions about it. So let's do this.
I've been cutting hair for about, I don't know, since 7th, 8th grade.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I've been at it for a little bit.
Where did it start? So how long would you say it took people to really trust you, besides like your closest friends?
When I got into high school.
What are some of the hardest ones that you've done that you're just like, ooh, I could get a redo on that one?
People with like comb-overs.
There you go.
Yeah.
He's working on his game on and off the field, people. It's you got to be well-rounded in everything.
Right.
So when it comes to the Firebirds, who have you cut? Who would you say needs a haircut but hasn't gotten one yet?
My Oregon boys. KY and Steer, man, they're hurting right now.
I called it their twin power, basically, in that they have such an advantage over any other partnership because they just have this twin telepathy where they know automatically where the other is moving on the court.
UCLA's beach volleyball program has been among the best in the country, yet they have not won a Pac-12 or NCAA title. The Bruins and their pair of juniors, Megan and Nicole McNamara, have the opportunity to change that narrative. The 5'9" twins from Vancouver, Canada can be distinguished by their arm swings. Nicole is a southpaw and Megan is right-handed. Former Olympian and UCLA beach volleyball head coach Stein Metzger came up with a unique strategy to help the twins with their game.
I said, you either get 12 and 21 or 13 and 31. Obviously, it's like a mirror image. So during the middle of the play when they're coming at you, sometimes it's harder to pick up when you're trying to watch the ball.
For the blocker on the other team to line up for a left-handed or right-handed hitter, it's a lot different. So in a rally, if they put the ball over and they don't know who passed the ball, then they'll have trouble lining up. So if I'm on the left side and I'm attacking, the blocker would line up a little bit more inside if they thought that I was right-handed, so then it gives more space for me to hit with my left hand down the line.
In order for all that to work, they need to somehow communicate in the middle of action.
On the court, I like to say when they're really in the groove and on fire, you can tell because they start making these noises. They're like hip, yep, 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 the way they communicate with each other.
I'll pass yep, and then yep, and we'll just like pass that hit, and it flows really nicely. I don't know why, but when we say yep to each other, we just know exactly what the other one's thinking. It's kind of bizarre.
That chemistry took time to develop.
It's definitely been a work in progress because being sisters, we can say the hard things and we can really get on each other, but we've worked on channeling that in like a constructive way rather than just like sisters fighting. And I'd say it's actually one of our strengths now when it used to be a weakness.
It was pretty bad when we were younger, but so we've definitely been working really hard on it, and we've made it a focus, and we're starting to use our ability to hold each other to a high standard as an advantage.
While it's difficult for most to differentiate physically between the two, their individual personalities make it easier once you get to know them.
For our partnership, I'm probably the more organized one. Like I kind of am in charge of like the schedule and the to-do list, and I'm kind of more structured that way. I'm
Maybe a little bit more outgoing when we first meet new people, and she's a little bit quieter, but once our friends once people get to know us both, we're both very outgoing.
Our dad's pretty like sarcastic and jokes around like that, and Nicole's a lot like that too, so. And our mom's a bit more sensitive, and I'd say I'm probably the more sensitive one out of the two of us.
It took me a while to figure out who was who, but now looking at them, I don't know how I ever got them confused, just because their facial structure is different if you really look closely at them, and also their personalities are so different that it's just clear that Megan is Megan and Nicole is Nicole.
Together, the McNamara sisters are a tough out. Pac-12 Co-Freshman of the Year and Dig Magazine All-Americans, they also have made a mark internationally, including a silver medal at the 2014 Youth Olympics.
Every game's tough, and there's so much pressure playing for your country. So when it's 2-2 and it comes down to your court, like I'd say that we've been able to thrive in those situations, which has been really great.
They weren't the tallest, they weren't the fastest, but there's just something special about them. They were battle tested, and so that's important to me. I want to find people that know how to win during crunch time.
The USC women's rowing team never has to worry about the notoriously bad traffic we have here in LA. They arrive at the Port of Los Angeles in the wee hours of the morning to begin their daily ritual. One of them, Nicolina Laidlaw, is an exceptional athlete with a well-worn passport. While college football is wrapping up, college gymnastics is just getting warmed up. ASU Gymnastics had their first open inter-squad meet this past Saturday. Freshman Cairo Leonard-Baker and junior transfers Kaylin Sofransky and Ann Coombs stood out as newcomers to keep an eye on this coming season. Leonard-Baker and Coombs will most likely be all-around competitors for the Gen Devils, while Sofransky is projected to compete in the vault and floor lineups. There's been a lot of uncertainty with Arizona State's athletic success over the years. One of the programs you never have to doubt is the women's basketball team. Over the last 2 decades, head coach Charlie Turner-Thorne has spearheaded one of the most consistent women's basketball programs in the country. And I had the chance to sit down with CTT and talk about her journey, philosophy, and this upcoming season in a special edition of Sun Devil Sit Down. This might be #1 in all of sports right here. N'Keal Harry with the what? Isaac Newton hates that defining physics right there. The one-handed what horizontal catch?
Yeah.
I mean, look at that. Co-captain Brinson Pashnuk going around the right side of the ice. A little bit of a dangle and crashes right into the goalie for the goal. He was penalized for that one, but it's still counted for 1. This is not Sparta, it's Tempe. Let's see it again. Brinson Pashnuk crashes in there, and ASU ended up winning this game against Michigan State 5-4. #2, Trey Holder, 4-3, and his career high, 35 points for Trey Holder. He's also getting rebounds, but you know what? Good on him. Let's see it again. Trey Holder way out for his career high of 35. Top plays at #3 will go out to the ice, where Captain Dylan Holman right there with the deke, and oh, top shelf cheddar. Cap, show it to me again.